Hey, best friend. What is up, my beautiful glamazons? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are safe, and I hope you are ready for an Ask Nikki because we have not had one in so long. I'm so sorry. I just have so many other series that I'm like passionate about as well, and like I'll be trying to do everything at once, you know what I mean? But I'm here, I hear you, and I see you, and I'm going to give you my mediocre advice. I decided to take this out of my office because, like, I just really want this to be a cousin moment. Like, I don't want to seem like your therapist, you know? We all got problems, and we all got to talk about it, so let's talk about it. So, as per usual, if this is your first time with an Ask Nikki or here on my channel, what's up? My name is Nikki. I tell stories, Ask Nikki's, fashion videos, hair videos, and some random videos in between. So, if you're not subscribed, I would love to have you. It's right there. It's free, girl. Hit that notification bell, too, okay? We are going to jump right into this Ask Nikki, but before we do, I love giving my glamazons a little bit of love before each and every one of my Ask Nikki's and story times. So today we are going to pick our glamazon shot of the day. I pick my glamazon shot via Twitter or Instagram. I toggle between the two. I'm going to go through Twitter because I feel like I have not been showing Twitter that much love as of recently, and I really need to stop doing that. So I'm going to find my glamazon shot via Twitter. Everyone say what's up to our girl. You can find her on Twitter at Liquid Diamonds with a Z on Twitter. Look at this skill. Look at this beauty. Yes, girl. Thank you so much for being one of my ride or dies. Thank you so much for watching my crazy videos. I love you so much. You look amazing. Your makeup skills are on point, girl. I love that glitter that you put right here. That is so cute. I can never work with purples without making it look like I have a whole ass bruise on my face. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I really need to work on working with purples because I could never. Thank you so much, girl, for loving me and supporting me. You guys don't know how much that means to me. I really appreciate every single one of you guys that choose to come back here every single week and accept my mediocre advice. I mean, like, thank you so much. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get into this Ask Nikki, and hopefully I can have some mediocre advice for you. They took the poll option off. Why? I don't know, because I was using the hell out of it. But anyways, I can't take polls anymore, but I would love your thoughts. Again, this is a non-judgmental zone. Okay, we all got our issues. So if you're going to leave a comment, I hope that it's friendly, nice, and advice. We're respectful up in this piece, okay? For any of you guys wondering how to write into me with your Ask Nikki, I will leave all of the instructions down below in my description box. But I do accept questions on my Instagram, so I would really appreciate it if you followed me over there, and then you can send me your questions and I go through my DMs. Again, I will leave all that down below for you guys. Okay, let's just jump into this. Also, everyone stays anonymous all across the board, so you ain't got to be worried, girl, about anybody else knowing about your story. You know what I mean? Hey, girl. I heard you're doing an Ask Nikki. You probably get this all the time. You probably already filmed it. Girl, I got you. I see you. So there's this guy I've liked for a couple months now. He worked at Target for almost a year, and I've worked there for a little over a year. Within the last couple months, we've gotten really close. He confides in me about his feelings, and I tell him about whatever is going on in my life. About 3 months ago, there was a whole week in which all types of drama came out. One thing that I heard said was that he was interested in me. Honestly, I don't even understand what that even means. Like, why use the word interested? Well, anyways, girl, September 13th, I texted him that I kind of liked him and that I needed to tell him this because I just need to get over it. I said that because it's been kind of hard for me to see him stare at other beautiful girls, and I can't deal with jealousy right now because that'll take up too much of my time. I'm a full-time college student, and I have goals, and I have a 30-hour work week, and I try to work out as much as I can. Anyways, his response to my text was, "Aw, thanks. I don't want to spoil the friendship, so I get what you mean." Which I don't really understand what that means. Anyways, one of my hardest classes started that week, so I really needed to start focusing on school. So I took off a week at work so I can start in my class with no distractions. After I came back, it was really awkward with him at first. But then after a few days, it became almost like normal. Except these last couple days, he's been waving at me and going up to me while I'm working, and he's making me like him all over again after I started getting over it. I don't know, girl, does he? He didn't really say if he did or didn't like me with that text he said. Should I get over him or should I add another responsibility on top of my list? Anyways, girl, I really appreciate just venting to you. Thank you for doing all that you do. You are loved very, very deeply by me. Girl, I love you. I don't know, girl. I feel like that would have been the perfect opportunity for him to like jump on that conversation, because I know that if I would have read that response from you, or if I would have read that message from you and you were like, hey, you know, I kind of like you and I just wanted to say it to get it off my chest because, you know, like I need to get over it. If I liked you, or if I was interested, I would be like, but like, why you got to get over it though? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I feel like he had the opportunity to do that. And I'm not saying that he's not interested, but I'm just saying that he may have missed his opportunity. But then he responds with, I really value our friendship, or whatever it is. And basically you don't really have an answer either way. You guys just have like respect, like, oh, I respect our friendship. Like, I don't want to ruin our friendship. But what does that mean though? Like, is the feeling mutual, my dude? Like, I'm trying to get a read off of you. Am I to take that as a no? And me personally, I would take that as a no. But you see, I'm petty. You know me. I'm petty. When a dude would try to play those games with me, because sometimes I do feel like it's a game. I feel like it can be like an ego boost for him to know that he has like an admirer that's always there, but he can still, you know, have his picking. But he depends on the fact that he has you at work to talk to if there's nobody else there. You know what I mean? If this were me, and I told him that, and then that was his response, then that's fine. Like, we can be friendly all day long. I know that you deal with jealousy, but if you look at it this way, he isn't your boyfriend. So I know that you like him a lot. He may be hitting on other girls or staring at other girls, and there's nothing that you can do about it. But what you can control is the conversations that you and him have. You have to decide, do you actually want to get over him? Do you even have time for this relationship? Do you even have time for him? Because, you know, it already sounds like you have a lot going on, and I'm telling you right now, the boy at Target is not worth your college education and all of the goals that you have in mind. So that's number one. But if you figure out, hey, I got a few hours to spare a day to like entertain this thing. If it were me, I would be going to work, and like, yeah, you can come over here and talk to me, and you're gonna like, we're gonna have a great conversation, and I'm gonna make you hee-haw. You're gonna like have so much fun with me. And then guess what? Then I'm going to be looking at other men, and I'm going to be like all flirtatious with other people, and I'm going to continue to live my life, and you will continue to hear about my life as I hear about yours. And a lot of times it has happened in my life where that starts switching up their attitude just a little, where they know that you're looking elsewhere. Right now, girl, he knows that you're just looking right at him. He knows that. He knows it. Don't be trying to catch feelings for me, homie, when you're hanging out with me and I start coming to work all cute and I'm making you laugh. But guess what? I'm not your girl. And a lot of times, girls, sometimes they be changing up their attitude so much that all of a sudden they're texting you talking about, I think I really like you. Like, I think, you know, like we could make this work. Like, maybe we could like actually be friends and together at the same time. You know, like, it really does. They switch up real fast. So, but don't do that if you don't have the time to even be messing with him, girl, because it does require time and effort, you know, to start a new relationship, to get to know somebody. You know what I mean? If he didn't jump on that opportunity, that is him. Like, don't go chasing after him. That's what I would do, girl. Y'all let her know down in the comment section below. What would you do in this situation? Would you try to like reach out to him again and be like, hey, what I meant was, do you want to be together or not? Or would you be like, you know, he didn't jump on this opportunity, so he must not be interested. Moving on to the next. Let our girl know. Thank you so much for writing into me, girl. I hope this helps. Be safe, be smart, and continue to do you. Don't change for nobody. Ooh, I love this. Okay, she put subject. Older woman poaching on my man, wants to be my friend. I love that you put a subject. Thank you. Hey, Nikki, I love you and your family. Your channel has gotten me through some tough times. Right now, I have a dilemma. I'm in a terminal degree program where I met a group of people. While hanging out collectively, this woman in the group stuck out to me as a potential friend. She appeared to be a boss babe and exactly the type of woman I need to associate with. One night, the group of us were hanging out at my place, and my boyfriend joined us because it's his home. She took a special liking to him to the point of calling him her new best friend, volunteering to fight his ex on his behalf, and even hugging him in my house, in my presence. I kept my composure because I felt it was too early to release the crazy, but I was floored. I'm totally secure in my relationship, but after some investigating, I'm finding out who I thought she was is not who she is presenting as. The biggest sign is she is supposed to be in a committed relationship for nearly a decade, yet she is entertaining dating other people. We have mutual acquaintances, and I don't want there to be any drama, so my question is this. Do I brush off the initial bad vibe and try to be friends, or do I keep this enemy close until it's time to pounce? I'd really appreciate a response. Thanks for even reading. Hey girl, hold up. Okay, I am proud of you for keeping your composure because I'm not certain that I would have been able to. I'm just this one because of my past with friends doing this type of shit. Like even before Heather's funky ass, there were other friends where like even in school, they know your man, they be trying to be best friends with your man. Oh, I have a special relationship, this and that. And I'm like, it's not cute. It's not cute, especially if you just met him. Okay, I'm gonna need you to back up. Now, it gets a little difficult whenever your man has like a best friend who's a girl and she's been there since like he was like little bitty, and then you're coming into the picture and you got to be okay with it. Like that's a whole different situation. You can't be demanding shit. But no. You don't have to concede to any of this. You don't have to deal with any of this. Okay, you gotta whiff. You gotta whiff and let it be just that. That's my opinion. That's my mediocre advice, girl, because I have been done wrong and I have seen girls do wrong. And like, when you start getting that vibe and her being so bold and upfront about it is really, really telling of who she is as a person, because in no way is that appropriate. Like, you don't know him like that. There's no reason why you should be doing that. Honestly, as a friend, me and you are girls, girl, okay? If I came over to your house and I didn't have my man and I'm supposedly in a relationship for a decade, right? Because that's me, truly. I've been with David for almost a decade. I come to your house and your man's is there. Yeah, I'm gonna be nice and cordial to him. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. But my full attention is gonna be on you because I'm interested in getting to know you. Tell me about you. I just met you. Like, I'm trying to befriend you. I would not sit up there and switch my focus over to your man and then be sitting there like, hold up. Why are you even trying to talk to him about his ex? Like, why do you feel personally offended by his ex as though you are emotionally attached or connected to my man? You are being very weird. And I'm going to let you know right now that you need to back the fuck up. No, ma'am. Like I said, I don't know if I would have been able to fully keep my composure. I try when I come up against a girl like that like tries to hit, I mean, even on David, I'm very vocal. Like, girl, don't try it, because I will call you out, and it's not always in a mean way, but like, let's just say she would have been like, oh my God, are we best friends? And oh my God, you are my new best friend. I would have been like, you better back up. You know that spot is mine. Okay, and we are not looking for a new position to be filled, but thanks anyway, we'll keep you in mind. It's like a ha-ha, but like a back up bitch moment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm playing, but very quickly, this can get real. So I'm telling you, like, play. Like, enjoy yourself, be comfortable and everything, but don't get too comfortable. And I'm letting you know right now, my first inclination wouldn't be to completely show out, but to really, like, she's laying down the groundwork, giving you a whiff, and I would be laying down the groundwork, airing out the whiff, because I'm not going to put up with it. Obviously, you cannot go off on her. Obviously, you cannot talk to her and be like, hey, you can't be doing that. Like, I don't feel comfortable with that. Like, I don't even know you like that. You know what I mean? Because this is a acquaintance. This is a professional contact, and you guys have other friends and colleagues in common. So you cannot go off, and then when you're in a professional setting, in the event that you're in that professional setting with her, you don't want it to be awkward. And like, you know, there's a lot that comes with this, especially when you're trying to get somewhere, girl, and like, you are educated, okay? And we gotta behave a certain way when we're getting our education. You can't like go off on her. So your question is, do you just cut off the friendship and like, girl, bye, and don't do that? Or do you keep the enemy close and then pounce whenever need be? Like, you know, maybe she could be a good resource for you, networking wise. Maybe she's like a great person to network through. You know what I mean? I would literally look at her as a value in my life, the level of value that she brings to my life, just her. And I know that this sounds messed up, but it's not using, it's just like, it's being aware of what that relationship consists of and weighing the pros and cons to me. So your man and her don't have to be around each other in the future. You could still feasibly maintain a relationship with her without her being anywhere near your man's. All you have to do is just don't invite her to your place no more. Don't invite her to like gatherings where your man is present. And if they are around each other, that you are constantly there. But, you know, if she, I guess what I'm saying is I would figure out if like being friends with her would be beneficial on a professional level because of where you met her, because of the group that you're in. You don't want to make your professional life harder or your academic life harder, or, you know, a little bit tense because you're not getting along with her. So I don't want you to go to her and like just, you know what I mean? Even though like I would, if it was anybody else, I would be like, girl, you better set down that framework right now. And then I would assess whether or not it would be feasible for me to maintain a relationship outside of my man. But this between her and my man, no longer. Okay, they're not friends. That's not gonna happen. So I would cut that off right away. And I would also talk to my man because, you know, that's your best friend. At the end, I know she wants to be his best friend, but this hoe, I would hope that y'all would talk about it. Like I would tell David. David would be the person to be like, yeah, she was being kind of weird, like she knew me. You know what I mean? So let him know so that he can be on alert whenever she's around, because that's important that he knows that that makes you feel uncomfortable. So keep your man in the loop, assess the friendship and whether or not it's of value to you, and then make your decision based on that. I don't want you to like go off on her, but it's so new, girl. It is such a new thing that if you really wanted to, you could just be like, I'm not available. Oh, you want to hang out this weekend? Oh, I'm not available. Sorry. Y'all let our girl know down in the comment section below, what would you have done? What would you do? Girl, I hope my advice helped you even a little bit, or just like kind of give you some options. But I know that this is a hard situation to be in, and I just hate it. I hate when you're trying to make a new friend and then you bring them around your mans and you're like, damn, I thought you were different. It's disappointment at its finest. I love you, girl. Thank you so much for writing into me. And check out the comment section below. See what your fellow Glamazons are saying that you should do about your particular situation. And I hope you figure it out. And I hope that you continue to grow academically, socially, in your relationship, all throughout life, girl. Thank you so much. Just for the record, just to let y'all know, I do have like limitations and boundaries for when you're hugging my husband. It's just out of respect. And if I'm hugging somebody else's husband, it better be either the side hug or the church hug with a bunch of space in between you. Don't play me, okay? Preferably the side hug, because you really shouldn't be chest to chest with my man. But like, if you go in there, it better be a church hug, and there better be a whole ass gap between y'all. That's all I'm saying. On to our next question. Hey, Nikki, just wanted to start off by saying that I love your videos so much. Thank you, girl. I'm nearly 19 and I haven't even gone as far as to kiss a boy. In high school, everyone around me was getting into relationships and falling in love and partaking in all these new experiences, but I never got to do that because there wasn't anyone around for me. I can't help but feel like I'm missing out, and this whole thing has spurred into fear that when I do eventually find someone, they will view me as inexperienced, which low-key makes me feel like a child. Do you have any advice on how to overcome these feelings? Yes. I get so many DMs from you guys letting me know that you're like 18, 19 in college, well into college, and you guys haven't had your first sexual experience, or you guys haven't had your first kiss, or whatever the case may be. And I want to let you know there is no set age that you should have these experiences. It needs to be with somebody that you connect with. It needs to be with somebody that, like, you know, you don't have to necessarily be in love with them, but it's got to be on your time. And if it hasn't happened yet, that's okay. Like, don't let anybody else fool you into thinking that there's something wrong with you, or, you know, maybe it's not meant for you or something like that, because that's totally not true. It's just about timing, and whatever's meant to be is meant to be. I feel like I lost my virginity when I was 18 years old, and I had my first kiss when I was 12, but I didn't start like really kissing or doing any of that until I was like almost 16. So I don't know what it's like in that regard, because, you know, I had a first kiss experience at a younger age, but I do know what it's like to not have as many sexual experiences, and then you do feel very self-conscious about your lack of experience, especially in the event that you meet somebody new. That's what happened between David and I want to let you guys know about this because it's real. It's a real thing, and it's a whole opposite problem, but it really does exist whenever you don't have a whole lot of experiences or any at all, and then you finally meet the person that you really, really enjoy being around and you have deep emotions for, and their past is different and they have a lot more experience than you, and it really does affect your self-esteem when being with this person. It doesn't matter about anybody else's story. I don't want you to go out there trying to force situations to happen and experiences to happen just so that you're not inexperienced by the time you meet the person that you're supposed to meet. I don't want you to do that at all. But what I want you to understand is that not everybody is going to have the same story as you. So right now, what I would tell you is for you to prepare yourself for whatever your future partner's story is, whatever it is, whatever your future story is. Because girl, you know, you could be right now, you could be like, hey, I don't have any experiences, but maybe in your 20s, you're going to have a whole lot of them. You know what I mean? And it's just about timing. Because in my situation, I met David when I was 19. So I didn't really have a whole lot of time. You know, I lost my virginity when I was 18. By 19 years old, I'm meeting David, and I've been with him for almost 10 years now. So, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of time to have a bunch of experiences. He, on the other hand, was 22 at the time. So he definitely had more experience than I did. And I did, girl, I felt so self-conscious. Number one, he was older than me. And number two, he really was more experienced than me. Obviously, I felt embarrassed. I didn't want him to look at me like a child. I had so many issues especially because I was your age. I was 19 and he was 22. So he got to go to bars and clubs, and he had friends his age that were annoyed with my age and the fact that I was always holding them back from making the plans that they wanted to make because I couldn't go into bars and all of that. So I was very much affected by the lack of experience that I had, the age that I was, and the lifestyle that I was trying to live within, that I didn't have enough experience, or I didn't feel like I had enough experience for David. But I will tell you, okay, just because you don't have experience doesn't mean that you can't learn. Learn. That's when you let them teach you. Okay. Let things happen the way that they're supposed to. Stop being so hard on yourself. If you haven't had your first kiss yet, that's fine. If you haven't had your first sexual encounter, that's okay. Please don't force it. You will regret it. I just want you to go out there and meet whoever it is that makes you happy, and be around people that grow you and that teach you lessons. You know what I mean? And that just like, and if something happens, then something happens. Make sure it's consensual 100% for you, but don't force anything. Just let your story unfold the way that it's supposed to. And I promise everything is going to be okay. So just because you don't have a whole lot of experience does not make you a child. It just makes you an easy student. That's all. That is my mediocre advice, girl. Glamazon. So leave your comments down below. How should she deal with this? Have you felt this way? How did you get over it? That's how I got over it. I hope this helps you, girl. Don't be so hard on yourself. I love you. You're perfect, and everything will work out in its due time, okay? Okay, on to our next question. We got, hey, Nikki, I might be a little late, but I wanted to ask this question for your Ask Nikki series. I'm 15 and I really struggle with social anxiety. I've been trying my hardest to overcome it because it has been really crippling, but I just can't seem to do it. Do you have any tips on how to come out of your shell and overcome being socially anxious all the time? I love you so much and look up to you and really hope you see this. XOXO. I love you. Yeah, girl. So let's talk about this. So most of y'all already know my story, but if you're new here, I kind of forced myself throughout my childhood, like my teenagehood mostly, to become an extrovert in order to survive all of the moving and different schools and personalities that I was coming across. So I literally had to force myself, because as a child and all through my childhood, I was an introvert, like through and through, girl, just to myself, okay? And so this is how I personally did it, because I felt like if I did not learn how to step out of my shell, then I was not going to be able to have fuller experiences and make friendships and be involved and feel like I was wanted, like I belonged to a group of friends. I wanted all of those things. So I needed to learn how to deal with my social anxiety in a way that was not crippling. So this is what worked for me, okay? First of all, it's not going to happen overnight at all. When it first started happening to me, I was moving around a lot in middle school, and I was an introvert through and through. I got picked on a lot. I was a nerd. And that I started learning that the way that I was dealing with my social anxiety was not working, because I was just kind of like, I was sinking into it. Like, it is what it is. This is who I am. You guys, like, I would read books instead of talking to people because it just stressed me the fuck out. Like, I just did not want to do it. But then I started realizing it was harder for me to do projects, like group projects in school, or you know how your teachers force you to be in these social situations. And I just got tired of the tension. So I started implementing a few little baby steps here and there to kind of gradually dip my toe into the social pool. So like I said, gradual. Okay. First things first, for me personally, anytime I felt a conversation coming on, like if I went into a new class or a new school and I could feel that somebody was trying to get to know me as the new girl, you know, that person in class that's like, hi, you know, my name is Shelby. If you need anything, just like let me know if you have any questions or whatever. You know, they're really nice. They have nothing but pure intent. And even that person that's trying to be helpful, it's just like, oh my God, I'm so anxious right now. In those moments, I would really, really try to slow down my thoughts, because I would like think really fast and be like, okay, what's like the perfect response to this so I don't seem like a nerd? Like, what am I supposed to say, you know? And so the first things first is try to slow down your thoughts. Understand that this person is just as nervous to meet you. They may not have social anxiety, but they're still unsure. You know what I mean? So it's common ground from both of you. And number two, you are an incredible person. And even if you're quirky, even if you have, you know, your own personality, let that show and just breathe through it. This is not a wedding engagement. This is not a huge decision. This is just a conversation. So I try to get myself to slow down my thoughts and stop trying to please everyone with my responses so much. Like whatever it was that I was feeling, I had to learn how to communicate that. Like if she was coming up to me and saying, hey, do you need any help with anything? If I needed help, then I would like demand myself to go ahead and take her up on that offer and say, hey, actually, yeah, I do. I was wondering if do you know where my next class is? I'm looking at my schedule and I'm so lost. This is my first day and I don't know where this class is next period and I just don't want to be late, you know? And then that is still my anxiety, right? Like I'm anxious about not knowing where to go after this class, and me talking to her is giving me anxiety too, but she is providing me with information that is going to calm this other anxious piece of my day. So it really is a step by step, like actually take people up on their offer one day at a time. And then after that, you know, I would start demanding myself to, you know, if I got invited to somebody's lunch table, I'm gonna go. But it's very, very important that you don't force yourself to be in situations that you're completely uncomfortable in. So I don't want you to avoid them altogether, but listen to yourself during. So when I would demand myself to go and have lunch with these girls, these new girls, if at any point during that experience and that time at the table or wherever I was at, if I started feeling like this is too much, I'm getting overwhelmed, these are too many people, I feel like I'm on the spot, then I would allow myself to get up and say, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the library. Oh, I forgot. I'm meeting this teacher, whatever it is, to allow myself to step back. Like if you need that moment to really just register everything and having talked to other people and all of that, all of the things that make you anxious, it's all about processing. So if you need to take a moment to go to the bathroom, sit in the stall and just process, and allow yourself to just calm down. Allowing yourself that space will also help you grow, and then you'll know how to react differently in the same situation next time, or maybe you'll be able to sit at the table a little bit longer next time. And I really did a lot of forcing myself when I was a teenager, and I wish I would have been more patient with myself, because I know that I put myself in uncomfortable circumstances because I wanted to fit in, because I was tired of being treated differently, or, you know, I hate awkwardness. Y'all know me. I hate awkward moments. So then I started forcing myself so much that I just started realizing people are pretty much just as nervous about meeting you as you are about meeting them. And so I stopped being scared of people. And then by the time I was like a sophomore in high school, I could walk up to anybody and start a conversation. And that's how I made most of my friends. And that's how I was able to, you know, build my self-esteem and, you know, You won't learn unless you do it, but I don't want you to jump right into it. Just allow yourself to make a new friend every now and then and try to have conversations. And whenever you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, but go back. You know what I mean? Like, try again, and don't completely isolate yourself, because that is the easiest thing to do. But if you want to be more social, then that's how I would advise that you do it. That's how I did it. And then I just started like just throwing myself into conversation. So, and then after a while you become desensitized to the entire situation, and then you become like me, just big mouth and just saying whatever you want to say. So, but I love you. I hope this helps. You already know. Leave your comments down below. Let our girl know what she should do to cope with having social anxiety, because it can be really, really hard. We're going to go on to our last question. Hey, Nikki girl. I'm not sure if I'm too late for the Ask Nikki video, but how do you feel about making friends as a mom and a wife? Do you think it's hard? Do you ever want a friendship? I have 0 friends. My only friends are my son and my boyfriend. To me, that's all I need. But what do you think? Here's the thing. I have a lot more mom friends on social media than I do in my real life, because I feel like anytime that you're in a social setting with your children and you have to meet other moms, more oftentimes than not, they are so critical, and like they really be acting like they shit don't stink. I used to take my son to this like little kids gym pretty much when he was first starting to walk, and you know, he'd be around other kids and they would do like exercises, and it would be like cognitive exercises and physical exercises. But anyways, we would obviously have to be in class too. So I was there with other moms, and I swear on everything, honestly, I could literally feel the critiquing happening, and they were all way older than me, or I just knew that we didn't have anything in common, and not one of them hoes talked to me, not one. And it was my first time bringing my baby into here, and I knew that they had been there before because the instructor was calling them and their children by their names, and so like obviously a rapport had been had. So, you know, the childishness sometimes does not go away even when you're an adult. So it is very hard for me to find mom friends in my everyday life that aren't so fucking judgy about everything that you do as a mom. Like, if I want to have a drink on the weekend, like, let me fucking do that. Like, or if I want to give my kids, you know, some potato chips, you mind your business. I'm not asking you about what you're feeding your children and you're giving them a vegan diet. Like, that's you. So to answer your question, it's not just you. I do find it hard sometimes for me to make mom friends, but I've been making so many of them on social media, on Instagram especially, because when I find another mom that seems to have like the same energy that I do and post the same type of photos, and we're into the same type of things, and we're both creatives, then I reach out to them on there and we have so much fun. Like, my mom friends on Instagram, so cool. Like, they are just like me. They be drinking whenever they want to. They be cussing. They have fun to music. They love makeup. They love fashion. They love photography. They're mom bosses. They're business owners. Like, they're hustling, grinding. You know what I mean? And we have so much in common. In my everyday life, though, I do not hang out with a bunch of moms. Actually, I only have one very best friend who is my bestie, Khadijah. Y'all already know her. And she's not a mom yet, but she is my closest friend. And she's the person that I trust implicitly and that I allow into my business. But anybody else, I just, you know, I work from home. My kids are here. My husband, you know, like, I feel the same way as you. I'm like, y'all are all I need. But it is good to have friends. Don't feel bad. I used to feel bad about that too. Like, oh my God, am I not likable? Then I got on YouTube and I was like, I think I'm kind of likable, just a little. Yeah, girl, don't be so hard on yourself. Some of these moms are just like really judgy and it's hard to be around them. So I make friends online. Julian's friends' parents have always been really cool for the most part. There was like one time that I met his friend's dad, and it was like super awkward on a field trip. Oh my God, I gotta tell you guys that story. Hold up. Yes. Okay. I will tell you guys that story. Hold on. I cannot believe I forgot about that. This dude had some nerve, and we're at our baby's field trip, and like, sometimes they don't be caring. But anyways, that's my mediocre advice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a huge thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and make sure that my videos keep getting recommended to you. So I would really appreciate it. If you're not a part of my glam fam, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you and have you a part of our discussions and conversations. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free, okay? And leave your thoughts down below. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys very soon in our podcast. Yes, I have a podcast with my husband, and it's called the His and Hers podcast, and I'll leave the link down below for you guys. New episodes every single Monday. So if you guys would like me to start your week off right, definitely check out our podcast. It's streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course here on YouTube. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Peace out, girl.